Schultz married his wife Sue nearly 25 years ago, he promised he would try to make all of her dreams come true. And the story they'll share today is proof he's doing a really good job. Sue and Tim join us, along with dentist Steve Marsh, who had a hand in making this particular dream a reality. So welcome everybody to the show.
Thank you.
So
Good
Tim,
to
we'll
be
start
here.
with you. What does a dentist have to do with one of Sue's dreams?
Well, Sue's always been a wonderful wife and a mother and taking good care of our family, but she's always been a little insecure. She had a large gap in her front teeth, and when we were back in school, the kids would make fun of her, and here we are 25 years later, and she decides to go back to college, and she gets a degree and a great job, and one of her patients told her she'd be a beautiful woman if she had a better smile.
Oh dear.
And that's when I knew that I had to do something about it.
Okay, so Sue, your husband planned this for Valentine's Day. Did you have
Yes.
any idea at all that it was going to be a trip to the dentist?
Not at all. He told me in advance not to work that day, not to make any plans, to dress comfortably, eat before we left, and we were just going to go out. So we're driving along, and we pull into this building that's got a medical symbol, and I'm like, he punched in the wrong address.
But he didn't, did he?
No, he didn't. He explained why we were there, and I was very shocked. But I go into the building, and we walk into the office, and all the women there go, surprise!
So that everybody was in on it.
They were all in on it. They were very happy, and I felt bad. I was very shocked, but at the same time, I was terrified because my husband didn't know I'm terrified of dentists.
Oh no.
So
So
that's how it started.
Steve, you had to calm her fears. So how did you do that?
Well, first of all, Tim had given us this preliminary talk, so we wanted to make it special for her. But we sat around the table just as we're doing here. We wanted to get to know Tim. We wanted to get to know Sue. And we spoke because there's a person connected to the teeth. And so I wanted to know why, what was her history about, why did she have fears, what we could do to make it pleasant for her. We looked at options and talked. And most thing was to get comfortable with each other, because I think we need to do that just as an attorney needs to sit down with clients. So we met them. They were lovely. We discussed options. And then we said, while you're here, how about if we get your teeth cleaned? That's a pretty innocuous way to get started.
Okay,
that's
so
what we
that
did.
was the first step. That was a big step for you at the dentist, though. So how did they
Yes.
help you through it?
Well, it was a get it done now because I might not come back later thing. So I agreed to do it. The hygienist was wonderful. She never once nicked my gums, or caused any pain when she did it. I'll drive an hour and get my teeth cleaned there for the rest of my life.
And they kept you comfortable? And
Yes, Dr. Marsh, when he was working on my teeth, he could read me very well. I was surprised.
Thank you.
He could tell that if the Novocaine was wearing off, and he would say, all right, let's give her another boost. And the whole office staff was just absolutely warm and inviting and wonderful.
That's great. So Steve, what kind of work did you have to do with Sue?
Well, again, as I explained, we looked at the options, and at this stage, we didn't want to go through braces and that sort of thing. This is what Sue looked like when she came in, and again, we looked at all these different options from ortho to this and that. We were able to reshape her lower teeth, and then we decided to do porcelain veneers. When you have a space that large, we actually had to reshape the teeth. There's the before and after looking up, so we closed the space. We also looked at the different colors and options that she had, because today with porcelain we can almost select anything. And I think that picture speaks for itself again. So with whitening of the lower teeth to put the emphasis on the upper, because in her case that's what she shows. She has this sort of beautiful high lip line. She's very enthusiastic. And again, with about 8, I think, porcelain veneers, we were able to give her that beautiful after smile that she shows. And I have to tell you, most importantly, what's a wonderful story is that Tim was so supportive. These days with husbands and wives, the fact that he cared enough about her to bring her in made it so much nicer for all of us and made the story just wonderful.
And I bet you're happy with the results, both of you, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
I am for sure.
Now when Sue meets people, she doesn't cover her smile. She smiles brightly, and her confidence level's through the roof. So it's been
Great.
wonderful.
It's really beautiful.
Thank you for that wonderful
thanks.
story. Yeah.
And this is a true love story. Tim loves Sue. Sue loves Tim. And now, thanks to Tim and Dr. Marsh, Sue loves her smile. What a perfect happy ending. But thanks to all of them for sharing the story with us today.
See what Dr. Stephen Marsh can do for your smile by calling 440-461-1003 or visit www.clevelandsmiles.com.